What's it? Last episode of the Fall Cup.
What's it?
Yeah,
He's a
What's
professional.
yeah. I was trying to think of one word, and I went with another word.
You're good with words, Mo.
I've done that.
Anyway, last episode of Fall Cup. Thank God we won't see you guys until 2024. It is the final episode before we get to the FPF Cup Roadshow and Brossard and Stade Bear, Saturday and Sunday respectively. But before we get into that, Eagle, any last league notes that we can announce or nothing like that?
So registration finito, done. All the teams that are on the waiting list have been contacted in some way, shape, or form, is my understanding, in terms of where they will end up finally in the grand scheme of things. Yep. Free agent combine was awesome. I think we had about, 40, 50 people show up.
Wow.
Like, it was a
40,
lot
yeah.
of people.
You guys need my services from what Iggy told me.
We actually
did,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
We did need
yeah,
you.
exactly.
Big shout out to Frank K for helping us. I know he's
Frank.
a big fan of the show, so just wanted to have a quick little moment to be like, hey, man, really appreciate you coming out, throwing some balls, and, a little bit of selfishness there, too. Pretty sure you found some good guys to add to your team.
Great guys, yeah.
You know what we got to do, Frank? He's a real food connoisseur.
Oh.
Spring season, we should do like a tailgate outside the garage. Like College Game Day does that, right? Where wherever they go, they bring food onto the set. He can cook for us, bring it onto the set.
Why would you make him cook for him?
I-
Hey, Frank, you
I'll
want to
take
come
it.
here and work?
I'll take it.
Frank, yeah, why not? Man?
I accept.
By the way, I was right. His arm was very sore for that second game that he ended up losing. That's what he said.
Yeah, it was against me.
So that happened. Just quick updates from that. So there is a tier 4 team. Basically, I'll call it not the best of the best, but like the ones that were clear standouts from the free agent combine are joining Voodoo's Inception or whatever it is for next season. There's going to be a Division 6 team captained by yours truly, and there is going to be a co-ed tier 3 team, which is an amalgamation.
It's not tier anymore. It's just co-ed.
Oh, yeah, just co-ed,
Co-ed
Division
3.
3. There's going to be a co-ed group of the women and then some of the men that were at the combine as well. Technically, neither of those teams is at max capacity just yet.
Yep.
So if you are still looking for another team to join, either in Division 6 or co-ed Division 3, feel free to contact us, info@flyplusfootball.com, Instagram, Facebook. Do we have a TikTok?
No, we don't.
You can pigeon mail us if you want. I mean, I guess you can do that. And just let us know that you're interested, and we'll try and place you on one of those teams.
Okay, cool. So
last thing. Last
Yeah,
thing. Come on.
3v3.
3v3 charity tournament happening on December 21st. Registration is
yes.
still open. There's a few spots left. Super fun, fast-paced activity. You'll get your cardio in, that's for sure. So if you're interested, let us know. Go ahead and sign up there. If you're kind of interested as an individual, should they just message us anyways, and we kind of build like a haphazard team type of thing?
Yeah, some teams have said, hey, if anyone's interested, they can just join our team.
Okay, and with that is
I think that's it. Anything on your side, Iggy?
well, I was gonna say the holiday season's here.
Well, no, hold on. If you have registered a team for winter, make sure to order your jerseys from Sportira, our official jersey supplier. And if you have not got your bulk on yet...
Hey FPF players, looking to take your fitness to the next level? BuzzFit Gyms has a special offer just for you. Join us today with no initiation costs. Get ready to score big in the gym and on the field. Visit us at BuzzFit Gyms and seize this exclusive deal now.
Mokan always trying to screw me.
In hard ways.
In multiple ways, I was trying to screw you, but last ago I failed miserably. It was quick.
It's always quick with Mo.
It's never quick with Mo Khan. Anyway, this show will not be quick. It'll be an hour long. It never feels so better than doing 60 minutes with Iggy right now. But let's dive into it here, Iggs. Tier 1, we have our final set, which is 4-5-0 Ballers against Orient Lumière. That will be played Sunday at Hebert. But before, let's go back in time here. In the last 7 days or so, we saw KHB get knocked out by CFB. Bless beat Maroons 2.0. And 4-5-0 beating Royan Lumière in the big game on Sunday at Hebert.
Yeah.
And on the semifinals on Sunday, Monday, CFB took out Bless by 4. But the bigger one is the semifinal on Monday, which I scored cap, which was CFB against Royan Lumière, which Lumière won by 26 points.
They ripped them to shreds.
Yeah.
Is this just a matter of Braves playing 3 games in 2 days?
That, and I think it caught up to them, the lack of a roster this year. The lack of cohesion, the lack of a proper Braves roster cut up to them. And I think they realized probably midway through the second half that they weren't going to win this game.
Yeah.
And even Brent Balkin asked the guy, he goes, I don't remember the last time they were this vulnerable. Well, it's because the roster was not as detailed in terms of the depth. And like
It was it was too much depth
Well, William Trottier throwing as well, right?
because he had to.
Yeah, because of the cap.
Because of James and
Yeah.
Phil Ferrand couldn't be playing in the same game, or else Meyer could throw if one of them. But how do you tell one of those two guys, no, you're benched?
They hit the showers.
Like no shower. Don't take a shower. Don't even show up. How do you do that, right? So, I mean, in the end, it was strategy that they felt gave them a chance to win. I don't think it's particularly the best chance to win. I mean, right? Quarterback's the most important position here, and not having Meyer throwing the ball, and it's not even the throwing the ball. It's the play calling. It's the game management. Yes, he's calling out what to do from the back of the end zone there, but it's that 4th and 2 situation, right? That Will Trottier ends up throwing a long bomb Hail Mary where two Brave players collide. Thank God James got back up. Hope he's doing well, but just questionable decisions all around. They'll be questioning themselves during the holidays.
No question. And they're now done CFB, and they get ready for the winter season, which I'm sure will be a very loaded team here. But now 4-5-0 Ballers are in the playoffs. They're in the finals, a 2 versus 6 matchup here, Iggs. I was going to do the mathematics offhand here, so I'll let you kick off with the preview of 4-5-0 against Rayon Luminaire. The key in this game will be what on the weekend?
It's how do you contain and how do you stop Jeans-Lee Alexis at the quarterback position. That game, if you go back and look at that game of the week, 4-5-0 should have won that game. Yes, they split the season series right now, one apiece. And obviously, the winner's gonna come out victorious in the season series here. But both times,
well, technically, they played in the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying each time that they faced each other,
it's a rubber match.
It's they've won. Each have won.
It's a rubber match coming up here.
Yes.
Third game.
So it's gonna be how do you stop Jeans-Lee, because they don't have Ethan Adrian eligible to rush, who was rushing him in game of the week during the regular season. He only has 3 games played. So who do you put at rush? Who in the Rayon Luminaire lineup is able to contain him?
That's
the biggest question.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big question for them playing against 4-5-0, because Jeans-Lee Alexis 5-3 as a quarterback since he came in for Dan Lazare, right? He started off I think 0-2 or 0-3 or 1-3 I think it was,
right.
And they ripped off 4 wins in a row.
Yeah.
But if Jeans-Lee's going to toy with the pass rush, Rayon Luminaire, and how that's going to be played on Sunday, there's no chance in hell they're going to beat them if they cannot contain Jeans-Lee in the pocket and make him a pocket passer. When you look at the pass rushes they had on the weekend, look, whether it's Nick Gendron-Vallée, who we know very well, he's played in this league in years past, whether it's Émile Baudouin, we don't know who's going to be the guy that's going to rush for Rayon Luminaire, but just the people have a game plan in place. And I spoke to you about this last week when we previewed that game on Sunday between 4-5-0 and Rayon Luminaire. It's going to be, again, how A.J. Gomes calls the defense and how he disguises his looks, because he knows Jesse Dupuis very well, and Jesse knows A.J. very well, and how he can be a centurion of the back line for any defense out there. And I think Jesse, if you look at the game against CFB, he was able to exploit the middle deep of the field against CFB and have that go for touchdowns. I don't think it's going to happen against,
I don't think you can do the same,
4-5-0 Ballers. So the key is it going to be one of those where Jesse's going to go short, set the trap for a deep ball to catch AJ guessing? That's the chess match I'm watching out for on the weekend.
Yep, definitely, for sure. I mean, I don't know if maybe the stats were a bit off, but like Jesse didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a bad game. Completed 13 of 15 balls. So only 2 incompletions, but only for 133 yards and 4 touchdowns. No interceptions, though.
But you look at his stats against CFB, though, he ripped them apart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he ripped them apart.
Right? So that brings to the question, though, is that, for Jeans-Lee Alexis, prime time that he is, do you think he's going to rely too much on his legs, or can he rely on his arms solely to win this game?
No, not solely, but that's his game. It's the combination of the two. Even in their last matchup, he had 1 rush for 7 yards. It doesn't matter. because he had 112 passing yards split with Jared Taylor, who had 67 of his own. That combination of Taylor, Alexi in the backfield, it's just so dangerous, so unpredictable. It just changes the pace for a 4-5-0 that many teams can't match it, and it just gives them a +1 over many teams, and like over Royaume, they have the size to match up with 4-5-0. I don't think the speed's there.
Yeah, and the speed's going to be key, right? I mean, you look at 4-5-0 balls, they have a lot of afterburners to work with that offense.
Yeah.
They really do. And I wonder in this game if Jesse throws – no, not Jesse. Let's just say it this way, right? If Ryan Lemaire has 2 turnovers –
Oh, it's game over.
Game over.
Yeah.
But if Ginsley, Alexi, or 4-5-0 have 1 turnover – that goes in favor of Ryan Lemieux.
It's still up in the air.
Still up in the air.
Yeah.
Who on the RL roster would be the one to force that turnover?
Alexis Gaumont has really been good this year.
Jesse Dupree.
Yeah, Jean-Dran Vallée has played very well coming in. Even the Dupree boys, right?
Jesse. If you look at the game of the week, especially when it comes into tight corridors, red zone in particular, where Ginsley can't run, he forced Jesse's so good in the flats, moving one way. Yeah, usually it's the quarterback making a defender go one way and then throw it the other way.
Yeah.
Jesse does the same, but as a DB, he's like, "Oh, I'm going this way, shading this defender," and then all of a sudden changes his look and covers the defender that a quarterback thinks is open. So it's if anyone, it's Jesse Dupree for me.
And my X factor would be the White Tiger. You know who he is?
Nick?
Yeah,
Rapini?
Yeah, the White Tiger.
A white tiger.
The White Tiger.
Okay.
That's the guy I'm watching out
Yeah.
for. If he gets going early and he's fed the ball like a White Tiger that he is, he's going to really be problems for Ryan Lemieux over the middle.
He's like we talk about, AJ, Khalil Kerr, Jourdain Alexis, Nick Rapini's really, really good receiver.
Yeah.
I would have to look it up, but he might be one of the leaders in playoff yards here as we just bring up that tab and look at the 4-5-0 roster. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was a top there. But he only played 2 games.
Yeah.
In 2 games, he has 58 yards, which all came against Royaume. He's a difference maker, though, yeah. As an X Factor, that's a good one.
All right, on to the women's final. It is going to be Red Nation, who are the defending spring champions for women's 2, against the unstoppable force of Brutes. By the way, Brutes, their last game was, when they do play this game, would have been 19 days this Sunday.
What?
Yeah, they have not played in 19 days.
Okay.
And they actually beat Red Nation 39-0 in that game.
Right.
So they've gone 19 days without playing a game, whereas Red Nation has played multiple games since then. And so I'm not saying this is going to be why it's a downfall of Bruce because they haven't played 19 days.
Right.
But I think we might see a little bit of an adjustment for Bruce to get back in the flow of things going into this game against Red Nation.
So here's the problem I have going into this game.
Yes.
Is Red Nation going to score a point? Because they put up 32 against Wolfpack, which is very impressive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But every other week, they've scraped by with 2 or 3 scores type of thing. And against Brut, they've really struggled all season. It was 0 in their last matchup. I think it was 6 in the last one type of thing. Like, that's their big red flag, pardon the pun, when going into this game and everything. We know Brut are going to be good. We know they're going to score. Red Nation defense might be able to get a stop.
Or 2.
They
got 2 last time.
Yeah.
But
And
they're
that's
still going to be on average of 6 drives per team normally, right?
a bit more in the women's. A bit more.
But let's just say 6, for the simple math here, okay? You stop 2 of them. That's great. Maybe you even get a pick 6 on one of them. Even better. They're still going to score 4 times.
28, yeah.
Right? So there is your number. Can Red Nation get to 24 points in this game?
No.
Okay.
But they can maybe prevent Brutes from getting to 24 if they create turnovers.
How about Brutes losing Sabrina Gervais, all-star defensive player?
Yeah,
she her on her own causes 2 interceptions just on her own. So if maybe one of those 2 you can turn into a touchdown, one of those 2 drives.
It's like,
Because Sabrina Gervais absolutely rips Alison Sobel apart.
yeah.
She shouldn't be throwing her side of the field.
Bruce is like
But
an
she's not there.
international buffet at a wedding. There's that
Pick of the
one
litter.
station where it's cleaned out and you have to go check out the other stations, right? So with her not playing, yes, you miss that incredible feel that she brings on the football element, what she does. But there's others that
Platters,
other platters you can look at and say, you know what, they can kill you with this, they can kill you with that. But the thing is, it's going to be on the Red Nation playing a clean game, and that goes beyond being a clean game. They have to Lysol it. They got to use wipes. They got to use Windex because they can ill afford to give up one turnover in this football game. Because if they do, it's a wrap. Because you're essentially down by 2 scores at that point. Because it can be 0-0. They give up that turnover in that first drive, and they score. You're essentially down 2 scores because them need to make up that score plus more, right? So I just think for them to be perfecto, Alison Sobel's got to be like near perfect. Like she can have 1 or 2 incompletions. That's it.
And if the Brut are going to be missing Sabrina Gervais, Red Nation's going to be missing Kial and Beckles. So with a broken finger, I believe.
Yeah, that's a bigger loss than losing
So
Sabrina
that's
Gervais.
it's huge, right? She's a big part of their offense. Now I did write in my article that it's usually her and Gigi leading the way offensively, but surprisingly, Lamise and Marilyn Césaire had 70 yards each, 2 touchdowns for Maryland. So the contributions can come from different parties
Yeah.
on Red Nation, but if they were going to beat Brut, Kia and Gigi had to go off in the game.
Yeah,
And
the points thing for me is really the problem, right? Like looking at Brut's entire season, the lowest points for they had all year was 26. Okay, put that in comparison to Red
Yeah.
Nation, where they've only scored more than 26 3 times.
Yeah, this is going to be...
And it was tight every time, right?
You know what this reminds me of? To use a college football example, it's as if... Because now the controversy in college football is FSU not being in the Final Four, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if Red Nation's FSU and they're playing Michigan in Brute. They're going to get steamrolled.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be...
No,
I'm not trying to be rude, but the reality is...
Yeah.
You're like, there are 2 different weight classes going at it.
Yeah.
And I think for Red Nation, look, I'm looking long term. Like they're going to be the favorites to win women's 2 and win.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And this is a great experience for them. However they do, whatever they lose, if they win by 10, more power to them. If they lose by 10, more power to them. But at the end of the day, though, you're going up against across the board future or potential Olympians at the LA Games in about 5 years from today.
Yeah, I mean, and the last thing here, one of the strategies you can try and give yourself the best chance at winning a title here is to draw out the game as long as possible as you can when you're on offense. Now, in the women's game, you can maximum have 8 plays, right? So that's even if each plays
clock.
even if each plays 30 seconds, it's 4 minutes. So the max you can take off is 4 minutes. Do that. Try and scrape every yard, every second off that clock. Minimize the number of touches that Maud Lacasse has, and this is what I said earlier: is that in that previous matchup, if you can get 1 interception on Maud Lacasse, just to plant the seed of doubt, they got 2. So you never know.
I'll give you 2 words for you. Omar time.
Sava.
2 words.
Omar time.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to co-ed. We're going to co-ed 1.
By the way,
yes.
I forgot. There's cash prizes for these games.
Yeah, that's on the stories. They'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I'm just saying, there's money on the line
Yeah,
here.
there is.
We made an offer to Jeans Lee
Okay, there, Ted DiBiase.
to some no money for the losers. Give it all to the winners. I don't know if he responded yet.
There goes Iggy's Christmas fund to pay for the gifts for his girlfriend.
I wasn't gonna keep that. It's not officially Alexi's the captain of the team. I'm
What
sure
money?
we would have split it somehow.
What money? Okay, on to co-ed.
Why don't you guys just split it 50-50 and not play the game?
No, what?
I would. Yeah, that's
That
smart,
do-
man.
No, it's like $40 difference anyways for a winner or loser. We're
Yeah.
like, let's see if
I
winner
would
play
have,
well.
you know what? Not to get too carried away by this, I would have made the winning prize a little bit higher.
A little more, yeah.
like,
It's
I would have
not-
gone like
yeah.
85-15.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kiss My End Zone, IG team, the forever rivals. Add another chapter to this Rolodex of highlights here. You guys have had some great games. The outdoor game in Loyola way back in early September when we had warm weather and not snow and crap like we have now.
How much weight do we put on their quarterfinals matchup when it comes to previewing this game? Because IG team, well, actually both teams technically were coming off of a double header, right? So KMBZ playing POF and then IG team playing Easy Fun, immediately playing afterwards. And you can make an argument that Kiss My End Zone just were in, can I say, better shape to play that game than IG team was in that particular moment.
Why do you say that?
I'm putting it out as a thing of is that game, in terms of the fact that there was a 3-score difference, going to be what we expect for this championship finals, or is it going to be a lot tighter like it was in the regular season?
It will be tighter in the regular. It'll be tighter because I think IG team is built for this. They've won now 2 years in a row, 2 seasons in a row, right?
Yep.
They know what it takes. I think I used the comparison. They're like the San Antonio Spurs. They get bored in the regular season. They just turn it up in playoffs. And now here we are, a healthy Ginsley, primetime Alexi, against the Mr. Fundamentals, Iggy Magnets.
I will say it wouldn't have been 2 in a row if Iggy didn't make a boneheaded throw at the
Oh,
end
I
of
know.
that game,
I have that on film.
right?
I have that on film, by the way.
Well, it's everyone has it on film. It's
I
on,
have it from field level. I have it in 4K.
I mean, yes, we have it in field level and in 4K. So
personal,
are all things.
Personal video. Selling
personal video. Wow.
Selling black
You would
market.
be roster bait to it or something? Or?
Yeah, blackmail over here. Okay, so here's my thing about IG team, right?
Yeah.
They can drop points. They've done it. Aside from the fact that they scored only 19 against Easy Fun during the regular season, every
that
other
was
game.
without Jeans Lee.
That's
if
right.
I recall. Yeah.
Every other game they scored 30 plus. And now they go up against you guys, who I think has a very stout defense. And again, it's about laying traps and disguising looks. And could you guys do that against a very uber athletic IG team?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to game plan for GC. We talked about it in tier 1, right? I mean, luckily we have 2 fast enough rushers to at least contain Jeans Lee and force a throw. You have Luca Canville and you have Vince Chung of Save the Turtles.
Playing his
Also-
last games, I believe, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? So
Yeah.
he's going to put everything on the line, that's for sure. I mean, two good rushers. No one can stop Jeans Lee if he wants to go on a straight run, but if you can cut the angle off, make it a 1-yard run so he can't run on the second play, et cetera, force, and he does it amazingly. Some of these cross body throws that he throws end up as touchdowns, but if if the angle's just off a bit, my God, you're really making me watch this here. Eh?
Oh, yeah. We got to watch this, man. I got the other angle, end zone angle, by the way.
Yeah.
We can,
Oh, there it is. There's the mistake. Does
Look-
everybody see it?
Look
Does
at
everybody see it?
Just look at the jump by Alex here. This is like an incredible play. It was a great play.
But you know what? Iggy realized 3 steps in, I'm not going to catch him. Let me stop right now. Timeout, referee. Timeout.
so
the
I-
ball's
no,
not even
so-
out of
so-
Iggy's hand, and he's
so
already
what
jumping that ball.
in my
Like, look at that.
yeah, it's crazy. In my I'm like, do I let him score? Was what was going through my mind, because I'm like, look, he probably still beats me to the end zone.
Look at 12. Can we go back to the sideline angle, please? If we go back to the
Come-
sideline angle.
it might go.
What's 12's reaction to this whole process?
12's reaction?
Yeah,
Okay.
12 blue. 12 blue.
Lori, yeah.
Poor
Lori.
Yeah, so not Lori. Rudy's
No,
wearing number
I
2,
understand,
but
I
12 is
understand.
watch her reaction. Watch the end of the play, okay?
Wait, laughing. You're so
I can
bad.
laugh at her. I don't care. So, okay, let it roll. Wait. She's going to show up
On the
now.
sideline?
Watch. Right here. Hands, facing the hands.
Oh, you're bad.
That it is
That's 17,
over.
by the way. 17.
Is it 12 or 17?
17.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Abby 17.
head in her hands, knowing that it's over. We're not going to win because of that botch by Iggy Magnus.
Technically, it was still winnable.
Yeah, I
So
saw
that was a
two
tie
plays.
game when that happened, and that was
But
for
the,
6.
the heads
right?
and hands, though, is like, oh, man, we botched it right there. Okay, so I think, look, in this situation now, and it's not going to happen. Iggy, you're not going to have a botch game again, right? Like, it's not going to be the case.
Or will he?
I don't think he will. I highly doubt that, though. Right? If he does, it's because the room temperature is really hot and he's having perspiration on his hand. I just thrown the football and it slips out, and Ginsley picks him off again for another pick 6.
It's not a bear.
But
Shouldn't be
yeah,
too
you never
hot.
know. It's very comfortable at Saturday Bear. But I just think that if you can play a clean game,
Yep.
then it really puts more pressure because IG thrives off of blood in the water when there's an opportunity to pick off a ball and create a turnover. If they can't create a turnover, it creates that twitch in their mindset. Okay, look, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? If we can't, what's our next move? And that's going to be the key. Can you get them to the next move of the unknown?
Yeah, and that's kind of somewhat pretty much what happened in the quarterfinal game, where, and it's funny you how you started at Eagle, because we actually had in our Plenty of Fish the previous game was actually a real struggle for the Kiss My End Zone offense. And then we went into the IG team and played a flawless game, played our best game of the season. And yeah, Mo, exactly. They didn't have an answer for a response back for a key interception by Laurie to give me 2 plays to end the half, which we scored on, and then started with the ball and then scored on again. So we double dipped there at the end of the half and to start the second half. So, and yeah, from there they didn't seem to have an answer. And look, I don't think that's necessarily the storyline that's gonna play out in the finals. It's not the one that I thought was gonna play out in a playoff game against them. So
That's Sunday, right? The game?
Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure about
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be another chapter in this great rivalry, like you said.
Yeah. Hopefully it carries over into winter season, which I hope will be the case. All right, on to Co-Ed 2. We're down to the final 3.
Yes.
Yes. Before we get to that, though, Sunday we saw a couple of wins, a couple of losses that occurred in this game here. And as I get my mouse
At least
cursor-
we tried beating out who's gonna carry the boats.
Yep.
With the boats having a chance to win it on the last play of the game.
Right.
Overthrown by Alex Salipsky gave advanced. At least we tried. And not
Sub-Zero, man.
Yeah. Not exactly the same case. They put up the points on Predators there to get into a overtime shootout affair. Sub-Zero against At Least We Tried. That Sub-Zero overcame.
Yeah.
But again, like I mentioned for Brutes, Sub-Zero coming out, yes, victorious, but also coming away with 2 key. No. There's something wrong on the site. The first half, second half, it's something with overtime. It created a new bug.
Carlo.
Hello. They came away, yes, victorious, but with 2 big losses. Like I mentioned, Sabrina Gervais, I don't believe it was in this game, but Sabrina Gervais out, Laurence Pontbriand out, broken finger as well. So a lot of fingers broken
That's not good.
in these playoffs. So Sub-Zero go now into to face Y&Y a little shorthanded.
So how?
Pun
No pun
intended.
intended. No, I didn't.
Yes.
No, all hands are still on the bodies, okay?
So Y&Y,
Yes.
how much pressure's on them? Because they
That's
ran it, and now they're playing in this game. Then rather than having the direct first class ticket towards finals on Saturday at 6 p.m.
I mean, maybe there's some pressure to start the game, but then, like it is normally, once the game starts, all of that kind of goes away, and then the game situation builds its own pressure. So, yeah, sure, a little bit. And
I think there's pressure on Gino DeFazio on this team because they ran it. Everyone thought they would run it now. I knew they would glitch up, which they did to Kiss My Christmas Balls, who got the first class ticket towards the final as they wait either Sub-Zero, Y&Y. And I think in this situation for Kiss My Christmas Balls, they have, I think, a decided edge given that Sub-Zero could be playing their fourth game in 7 days
Mm-hmm.
because they played Sunday, and Wednesday they'll play if they do win. Y will be playing their second game in 7-8 days. So I think Kiss My Christmas Balls have a chance to rerun it. But I think this key game here for YY and Sub-Zero is the question for Gino. Will he have a Gino hiccup game like he's always had in the semifinals of years past in co-eds?
I mean, I'm more worried if he's going to show up with an appropriate roster.
He might show up with 30 guys for all we know, right?
Maybe. Perhaps.
But I don't like Sarah Barker can kill this YY team.
They met in the regular season in the lonely Brossard, where there was only one field, and they lost by 8. It was one possession, so it was either 7 or 8 points.
Right.
I would have felt more confident with her big weapon in Laurence Pombrillan and offensively and defensively with Sabrina Gervais. I've said it before. Sabrina's incredible on defense. She would have forced another turnover in this game. Without those are two huge pieces to their core. Look, the rest of the roster is great too. It's this all-star women's team here, but I don't know. Those two are just big losses.
I think the better matchup I would love to see is Kiss My Christmas Balls against Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I want to see that too because it would just give credibility to Sarah Parker that not only she is an amazing women's player, but she can kill it in co-ed.
Yep.
And in the men's division
Yep.
as well, right? So I would love to see that happen as a storyline. And again, it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out. Remember, Laval's a bigger field, right? So the angles are a little bit wider, a little bit longer. So who can really adjust on that field going towards the weekend? All right, on to co-ed. Sorry, tier 3 now. We're going tier 4.
We're going to go tier 4.
Tier 4. Okay, tier 4. We got a few more to go. Hey, we got a couple more to go, and then we're done. Look at that, eh?
Yeah.
We're along here. All right.
Three more.
3 more to go, including this one here. Okay, so semifinals now. Save the Turtles are in the finals that will be played Saturday in Brossard, which I will be calling with
Tier 4 with either Manu or Jerome.
Hovington. Okay,
Yes,
very well.
Jerome Hovington giving it a shot here for the
Yeah.
color analyst.
Yeah. By the way, did the boss man approve our idea on the thread of ours?
Which one? We
Yeah,
throw a
let's talk
million ones.
The broadcast format I posted in our text thread with you, Rob and
The
I.
format?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, stay tuned for that.
Should I be involved in these conversations, Mo?
No,
you
you
cut me
already
out of the loop.
You already
The one
know.
we spoke about today?
Yes, like 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
The broadcast format. Don't want to reveal it yet because we want to kind of have a surprise with this, you know?
But it's not really a surprise.
Well, it is.
It's not really.
Okay, anyway. All right.
A surprise would be like, oh, yeah, Bon Jovi's doing
Yes,
a halftime show.
he's cool with it.
Okay, so we can announce it. We're going to do a bilingual broadcast for this division or another one. We'll figure it out, but we're going to do a bilingual broadcast. So let's dive into it now.
Guys, I need you to preview the Wednesday games in French. Go.
Perfect. So
Ça
Save
va?
the Turtles.
Ça va?
Save the Turtles beat Dooley Molasses, and now they await the winner on Wednesday night in Laval, right? So we got Only Flags against Win Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, is a toss-up. I don't know who has the edge in this game between Win Diesel and Only Flags.
Me neither, because both quarterbacks can sling the ball out there. They have their offenses rolling right now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you give the advantage to Win Diesel here with their ability to and their strength in going for 2-point converts,
Right.
which is something you don't usually see in Division 6. Tier 4. So yeah, Will Sabag's been able. He has a cannon of an arm. He is super accurate. So and they like to go for 2, as we saw Monday night at Saint Laurent. Gives an edge over teams, and I don't think George Spano's as comfortable as Will Sabag.
Okay,
is.
so before we get to the next phase of this question here, who do you have more confidence to run the table to win it all? Only Flags or Win Diesel? That means you have to win 3 in a row.
So you
Just
would have
one
to,
team, just
yeah,
one
yeah.
team.
So
I
you
don't
would
need no
have to,
explanation,
yeah,
just
but
one
you would
team.
have to beat Dewey and Save the Turtles
You have to
along
win
the
3 in a row.
way.
3 in a row. Who you picking?
you'd have to have the depth to go and beat the team that's already in the in the championship finals.
I don't need that.
I know.
Just give me a
Only
team.
flags.
Only flags. Okay, fair enough. Doing molasses, they await the winner of Only Flags Win Diesel. So, do you think it plays a factor? Whoever wins that 9 p or 10 p. Is it 9 p.m. game in Laval?
Mm-hmm.
Only Flags to Win Diesel.
Yes.
Does it play a factor that they might tire out in the second game back-to-back hours?
It's difficult for me to say from what I've heard from most people. Just not me because I only play half the game anyways, is that yes, it is tiring, not only physically but emotionally, especially, right? It's a semifinal game, and it happened in Tier 2 on Monday night, where the emotions are so high in beating one team, and then you realize, oh, I have to now face another team who's fresh, especially here they're fresh, and doing my last waiting the winner of the 9 o'clock game. It's tough, but I think they'll see their opponents waiting for them on the sidelines, and I think once the game, like I said, once the game starts, all that goes away. You just you can't lose that momentum. That was the tricky part, is that some players started to feel the highs of winning and then kind of shot down, and there were like some low emotions. You got to find a way to stay ramped up, even though that's actually quite difficult to do.
Okay, fair enough then. So in that case then, if Dueling Molasses advance and play Save the Turf Tolls, they play each other last Monday, or this past Monday, December 4th. So there won't be really much of a long layoff of not playing them in so long. They'll know each other fairly well.
Right.
Do you give them a chance, if they do advance, to beat Save the Turf Tolls and Vincent Chung's last weekend of games in FPF?
I mean, they didn't have an answer for Chung last time around, right? He got 5 touchdowns through the air, 140 yards passing, 56 rushing yards. If you plop that as a receiver, he was the number one receiver on the team. If you convert his 56 rushing yards to 56 receiving yards. But then you do have Seb Noel, 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. Distribution across the 5 receivers, right? Tony Vo, reliable snapper, 37 and a TD. Tomas Chaussé, probably the best player on the field in Tier 4 every night. 3 receptions, 30 yards, a touchdown. So just the depth that the Save the Turf Tolls have, their experience, and it's just they're in the finals this time, just like last season. They are not. If they have another 3 possession lead, you can take it to the bank that they are not letting that one go.
Yeah, it's they're not going to choke that game like they did in the Fall Cup last year against Predators.
Penetrators.
Penetrators is a big part of it. So I don't think it's going to happen. But look, they're going to sit idly for a few extra days because look, I mean, the 3 teams that are going to be playing the next 24 hours, right? Whether it's Only Flags, Win Diesel, Dueling Molasses, might have to go through at least 2, if not 3 games to get to the point of success. And that might not be easy. And see if the Turf Tolls have the utmost advantage to potentially win this tier. If they do so, congratulations to Vincent Chung on doing so, which I'll be calling on Saturday. Can't wait for that.
Yep.
All right, on to tier what now, Eagle?
We're on Tier 3, if you're keeping track at home.
We're on to tier 3.
A rather boring quarterfinals, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, well, I was at the field and there were a lot of blowouts. You didn't really okay. We know who's playing who, kind of with like 10 minutes left in the game. Team Sexy didn't have their starting quarterback there. Penetrators, not sure what happened, but they just got blown out of the water by West Island Boys, advancing them to the championship finals. You had Bandits running away over Killer Rays. Killer Rays just couldn't get, for every score they got, there were like 2 errors that followed it. So Bandits took advantage of that, and Millscaff looked amazing in that game. But then in back-to-back against Idaho Utapimps, that high of beating, a team that was higher seeded than you. And by the way, Mo, Emil Scaff has a message for you. He said, keep on hating.
Yeah, because you lost. I know you the Pimps.
He said, but he also said, I love you, Mo.
I love him too.
So yeah, like there was that kind of dip they were so high energy in that Killer Rays game, And then I saw none of that energy spill out into the Idaho game.
Back-to-back games are hard,
It-
especially
yeah.
playoffs.
But
But
was
that's,
hard,
that's the structure of this whole format, right? You're rewarding teams that earn the right to be double elimination,
Yep.
whereas a team that loses or loses in double elimination, you have to go through the longer road to get back to
Yep.
where you want to be. So that's the whole idea: is that it's
It's a
survival of the
gauntlet. Yeah.
fittest.
It's a gauntlet.
It
and-
really is.
yeah.
It's a moral combat that you're going through in this whole thing, right? So now we get to the semifinals, which we played at Hebert, which will be there soon. So we have illegal use of hands against Idaho Ute Pimps. Now, last time we saw illegal use of hands play,
Last time you saw them play. Yeah.
our boy Alexander Barazoni soiled the field and left a major stink that was not able to be taken out by the spray cans that were available at our disposal.
Spray cans.
But look, he comes back stronger. Now, I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. But the problem is you're playing Idaho Ute Pimps. And that is not the key team. We want to kind of, continue to move forward here because Idaho Ute Pimps is going to have, I think, as you know very well, a solid game plan in place to force Barazoni. Because here's the thing about Barazoni, right? If he throws an INT or two early in the first half, game over.
Spirals out.
Game over. Game
Cool.
over.
You heard it here. You heard it
But
by
that's a pattern, though, he has.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, yeah, if you're looking
I've
at
seen it
patterns.
twice. The score kept his games twice. He's done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Game over. And if he doesn't, and Anthony Lazara plays well, and the rest of the core plays well, then they have a chance to maybe pull off the win over Idaho Ute Pimps.
So my question for you, Mo, is while illegal use of hands are athletic, at times it doesn't seem like they are athletic. They're that team that they don't look like much, but they are actually very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
But Idaho has a lot of speed on their team, not including me. It's definitely not me. But there's a lot of speed. Can they match, or what can they do to match the speed that Idaho presents?
So you're saying Idaho has a lot of athletes.
Has more speed, just in
Speed.
general.
Okay, so you're saying Idaho's got speed, illegal use of hands have
Size and athleticism.
Well, here's the thing, right? Guys like Beckham, Barova, this is a guy that, if he's consistent enough, can make a big noise in this
Yep.
playoff run.
Yep.
We talk about Anthony Lazara. He's a big game hitter, man. He is a big game hunter. He comes up with massive plays. Matthew Samar, we know very well. And he's got a chip on his shoulder because of what happened in the winter season from last year when they came up short.
Yeah.
So they got guys. And look, Anthony Cedra is a veteran of this league, right? He wants to win as well. They have the required resume to come up with
Okay.
a win, but it's all going to be.
But against the speed, what can they do against
But
the
that's what I'm
speed?
saying, though. The speed will be nullified if Barazoni can be smart with the ball in his hands on offense. If he's not smart, then the speed will pilfer those balls going the other way.
I meant more. Fine, okay, but I meant more. Idaho's speed on offense. What can illegal use of hands do on defense to mitigate that?
So in that case, right,
Do they have to have illegal use of hands to the
it
face?
goes back to my previous point with Lazar Samard being the two guys that have to be big time. They always have Magnus run the football, and if they can really wreck plays in a way that they take away first option, second option, maybe.
Yeah. So
force-
positioning.
Yeah, forced into third and fourth reads out there. It's going to be a sack and a half for this team moving forward here. And again, you talk about George, I can't pronounce his last name properly.
Calavatrinos.
Calavatrinos.
I
Yeah,
believe.
I always think Calavanos, but it's Calavatrinos, right? He is an underrated pass rusher.
No, he's good. Yeah.
He's very good. And if he can get into the pass lanes, it really can make a big equalizer in this game.
In general, like me, for Brady as well, rushers don't really impact us unless you're really tall, like Isaiah Allard tall, which not many people are, and George is one of those. So he's great. He's a very good rusher. It's just not an impact.
So Penetrators await the winner of that game. I don't know, man. Penetrators have had
Highs and lows.
Yeah, since they made that uniform switch from their beautiful red to that global gym look
Purple, yeah.
from Dodgeball, it has not been as smooth for them.
It's peaks and valleys, right? Because they look great against illegal use of hands defensively.
Yeah, but I look. This is a team that's got waxed by Wib.
Yeah.
And now maybe it plays into their hands that they're going to play whoever wins that game twice in 2 hours, and that could be a factor for them. But what type of effort will they get? Because Rocco Cristiano is the reason why they're here. Like they're a good team, but Rocco's made plays. Like he's that added tonic that they were lacking for that big game play. And if he can make those big plays, they're playing the finals on Saturday in Brossard.
Yeah, I mean, they already had the big plays coming from Nick Fawn. Who's the other receiver? That's Jared Boydman, who's just very hard to defend. And then when you mix in and add that kind of that fifth ring in Rocco Cristiano, he makes them the juggernaut that are the penetrators here in the awaiting the first semifinal game winner. I don't know. Do you think either of the 9 o'clock winners or 9 o'clock teams can beat the penetrators?
No.
Okay.
No. I think penetrators, I've ruined the pick. This is going to be in the finals against Wib. But who gives Wib the biggest problems of the 3 teams left? Aside from the fact you are involved.
I really think it's Idaho Utapimps only because they beat them in last year's final. And while it was a great game that we played against them, Idaho had control of that game except for the last 2 minutes of the game. They were up the entire game except for the last 2 minutes. Great comeback by West Island boys, but I just think the way the two teams play, which is highly competitive, I think of the 3, I just you saw what they did against penetrators. So
right. Well, I think no matter what, that finals is gonna be epic.
Yeah, that was a very, very good one. Tier 3, yeah.
Looking forward to
either way. Yep.
Okay, and finally, Tier 2. We're down to the final 3. Easy W against Kiss My In-Laws. That is going to be Wednesday at the Dome.
Dime and Bougie.
Yeah,
flustered.
they got skunked by Fins
He's flustered.
Up. Yeah, they got skunked by Fins Up. And Fins Up got skunked by Kiss My In-Laws, which I saw both games. Now we have Easy W against Kiss My In-Laws. It's going to be a fascinating game here because I look at Jeremy White. I look at you, Iggy. 2 different fashion styles of quarterback on display.
Both efficient.
Both very efficient.
Yeah.
And the one who can
Calm down.
The one
just
who
a
can
fact.
the one
Both
who can
are
make the most
efficient.
mistakes is the man named Jeremy White, who's more likely to make more mistakes than the man to my left.
I'm not sure about that because Jeremy will rather take a sack than throw an interception, which is always the better of the two. But then that sets up, again, hopefully in our case, 3rd and long, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17, 4th and 12 situations. And then that's where, okay, it's 4th down. It's either a turnover on downs or a completion. So he's more likely to throw a riskier throw on 4th down, and it leads to a turnover or a pick. So yes, given that scenario where he'd rather take a sack than force a ball and make a mistake on 1st or 2nd down, I think that is just more prone in general to make a mistake on 4th down.
Yeah, I just think, when I look at ECW and their roster, they play off of emotion in a good way. Not like, hey, they need to push someone to create.
No.
They play off of positive vibes.
Yeah.
And if they could get that positive vibe early in this game against you guys and force a couple of glitches along the way, they have a chance. But again, it's a question of can they be smart in how they approach their defensive alignment playing against you and how you approach a game, because you might take 8 minutes and score 2 points out of it.
2 points.
Yeah.
Why would I score 2 points?
I'm
Oh,
just
just by killing time, I'm gaining points.
I'm just saying as figure speech, right?
Well, it's funny you say 2. You mentioned 2 points because that I believe is something that Kiss My In-Laws have an advantage over EZW. Is that I don't believe EZW is as comfortable as going for 2 as Kiss My In-Laws are. So even if EZW, like you say, show a mixed zone defense and trip up our offense for one drive, okay, what if Kiss My In-Laws get 6 points off of 2-point converts? That's a drive, a missing touchdown drive right there. So I if and this happens a lot in our games, is is when we force other teams to go for 2, and especially teams who aren't comfortable doing it and don't convert, that's where I usually see games starting to slip away, is usually in the convert game. Because I think both teams can equally score touchdowns. It'll come down to converts and then putting pressure on converts.
So will the slipper fit for Dirty Birds on Saturday night?
Either way,
both you guys.
Yeah, I know.
W and Kiss My In-Laws.
But that's it. I was going to say, either way, they're going to be facing a team that wants revenge on them. And that's dangerous. And it's especially if it's Kiss My In-Laws, we now have a full roster.
It wasn't like 2-score wins. They won by a score or less.
And I had 4 people missing that night. I was playing defense.
What do you think is the dirtiest bird, though? Like pigeons?
Pigeons.
Yeah,
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 pigeons.
yeah.
Pigeons. No, I'm not saying dirty birds are pigeons. I'm just saying pigeons are dirty birds.
That's just answering Eagles' question.
Quay Johnson can be like, "Oh, you call us pigeons, huh?"
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I
keep
call you pigeons,
picking against
keep
us, Mo.
Keep against us, man. Sends me a DM.
Chirp
Hey.
some more.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who'd win in a fight? A dirty bird or eagle?
Oh, that's a good one. Because you know why it's a good one? Because the Dirty Birds are probably the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh.
And so it's an eagle versus eagle.
Well, actually, because Quay's an Atlanta Falcon fan.
Oh.
Who'd win, a falcon or eagle?
An eagle by far.
Eagle, yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, not even close. Have you seen an eagle?
You know what's
They're
going to
fucking
happen?
massive, those talons.
Quay's going to put an IG story if they win. Huh? Falcon greater than eagle.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons beat the Eagles because they're false king this year.
Oh, yeah. Dirty Birds,
Desmond
yes.
Ritter, come on, really?
Dirty Birds, yes. All right. That's going to be a great final on
Yeah,
Saturdays.
Tier 2's final.
Yeah,
However it ends up is going to be a real good
my
one.
voice hopefully will be still alive by
You and Jeff Rosenblatt will
then. Jeff
be
Rosenblatt, look
on
at that,
that
man.
call.
Looking forward to that game. Okay, it is now time for...
To get a final plug-in for our BuzzFit, our official sponsor for the Fall Cup.
Hey FPF players, looking to take your fitness to the next level? BuzzFit Gyms has a special offer just for you. Join us today with no initiation costs. Get ready to score big in the gym and on the field. Visit us at BuzzFit Gyms and seize this exclusive deal now.
Seize it now!
I realize I've been putting the timestamp for games of the week before we do that promo, so if you've been clicking on it and hearing that plug every single week,
Oh,
haha,
smart.
gotcha!
Well done.
Games of the week.
Oh.
Last edition
Of 2023.
of 2023. I was going to say of the
Calendar
Fall
year.
Cup season, but actually of the year as well. So, yeah, very interesting for sure. Let's go in the same order that we looked at the games for today. So we're going to start with Tier 1, 450 Ballers and Royaume Luminaire.
450.
Yeah, I'm giving me 450. They've been on a heater. That continues on Sunday.
And quarterback controversy, Lazare will be the quarterback come next spring. We'll find out.
Ooh, all right. We're going to go Women's Division, Brut and Red Nation.
Bruce.
Co-Ed 1, Kiss My End Zone, the IG team.
Kiss my end zone.
Who?
Oh, sorry. Kiss my whatever.
I can't pick this.
All right, if you say so. We're going to go Co-Ed 2. We're going to do a double prediction, Y&Y Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
I'll have to go Y&Y with the losses.
All right, and then so 2 games then. Kiss My Christmas Balls versus Y&Y,
I can't pick that.
Kiss my Christmas balls.
and Kiss My Christmas Balls versus Sub-Zero.
I also can't pick that.
I'm going to go kiss my Christmas balls.
All right, so I should have just said whatever. We're going to go Tier 3, Illegal Use of Hands, Idaho Utah Pimps.
Can't pick
Idaho.
Idaho? Okay, so then the Penetrators versus Idaho Utah Pimps.
Penetrators.
And then West Island Boys versus the Penetrators.
Web.
I'll go Wib for that one.
Okay. We're going to go Tier...
That was 3. That's
Yes,
3 on
this
your
is
screen.
3.
Yes, you screwed up.
I screwed up. I should be on 4. My bad. I mean, the only screw up this year. It's pretty good.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Tier 4. Only Flags, Win Diesel.
Win Diesel.
I said Only Flags is the best to go all the way, but Win Diesel.
All right, and Dewey Molasses, Win Diesel.
Win Diesel.
Win Diesel.
And then Save the Turf Tolls, Win Diesel.
Turf Toast.
I'll go Turf Dolls in that one. Not losing 2 years in a row.
And our last one here, this will be Tier 2. Easy W, Kiss My In-Laws.
In-laws.
I can't pick it.
And then Dirty Birds, Kiss My In-Laws.
In-laws.
Ooh.
Revenge! I can't pick it.
But Revenge.
But revenge!
Revenge, indeed.
Did we actually track stats this year in terms of who picked best?
No.
No. No.
Pretty
I
sure it
now
is.
know why none of you would do it
No.
before.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
No, it's just there's so much other stuff that you guys actually do.
Oh yes, also that.
Yes.
Okay, reminder for those who will not be in attendance in Broad Start Saturday, Sunday, Haber, you can watch them on.
It'll be on our Facebook page, not our group, mind you, our Facebook page. So make sure you're subscribed to that. Now we'll normally share it in the group so you can see it anyways,
Yeah.
but that's the best place to check it out. And then
Yeah.
of course, games will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/FlagPlus. If you haven't been yet, for watching on your own demand time. Feel free to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button like you do for these shows. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, which will be a little mini milestone for us. So, yeah.
Perfect. Cool. A big thank you to everyone who tuned into the podcast. I know we had a bit of a slow start of the gates. People wondering, are we on? Are we off? What's going on here? But we got the ship stabled going forward here. I know PZ was not with us with his son being born. PZ will not be with us for the winter season. He will be back next spring. But we will have PZ quotes throughout the course of the winter season. We'll be back 2024 with a new season, new look, new chapter, the whole nine with Iggy, Eagle, and I, and a couple of adjustments as well that we look forward to bringing to you guys next season. So
Wanna
Keep in
thank our-
mind,
yeah.
if you're interested in tuning into the show as less of a viewer and more of a guest or contributor, etc., etc., if you want to write an article, if you want to help for our social media team, our production team, whether that's recording games of the week, helping with pictures, frankly, anything that gets you involved with the league, scorekeepers, referees, etc., 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 send us an email. Let us know. We're always looking for people to help out. If you're passionate about the league as much as we are, that's how you get involved, right? Just reach out and see where you can help out, and we'll grow you from there.
all right, magic words, please.
Boy, do we miss peas.
Good night, Georgia.